Ange Postecoglou very happy with that emphatic return to winning ways for Tottenham. Son got 10 goals all of last season. He's now up to 10 this season. His penalty, of course, made it 4. And here is the reaction of the Spurs skipper.
Sonny, well done. Back to winning ways. How enjoyable a result and, of course, a victory was that to be part of?
Yeah, obviously, when you're winning the game, you enjoy it more. But obviously, I think bounce back like that, I think is very, very important. And obviously, we don't want to make more mistakes what we have been done for a couple of weeks. And I think today was a fantastic performance. And I hope we can continue to perform like this and stay humble.
The manager wanted more conviction. Did we see that today?
Yeah, I think I said that before after the West Ham game. I think we have to be more ruthless when we go in their box, especially when they drop it deep. But like we did today, and then we were ruthless and we were creating chances. So I think also you have to be clinical, and yeah, we did that fantastic job. And obviously beat Newcastle 4-0 is not. It's not easy, and they're a very, very strong side. And credit all the players and also the fans. Yeah,
actually, I saw your interview after the West Ham game. It's probably as angry and upset as I've seen you. But are those high standards really, really important?
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, we are playing in the Premier League, and you have to demanding each other more and more. And there is never enough. Look at those amazing teams. They always keep going. Even doesn't matter how many wins they're going in the row. So I think that should be habit for us. And I think today, again, another good lesson to go for by next game and be strong like this. And then I think we'll be very, very good side. So
how did you find it back on the left, and particularly going up against an old friend in Kieran Trippier?
Look, Trips is one of the closest friends, and we had a fantastic time here. But look, when you play against each other, there's no friends. So I try to beat him as when he's in the game. But look, he's amazing defender, and it was a hard time for me. But look, and it doesn't matter about team need, which position I need. I'll be always ready and then do my best.
How did you find taking the penalty? Was there just a split second where you looked around for Harry Kane to go and take it? I think it's the first one Spurs have had that he hasn't taken for a couple of years.
Should we call Harry back?
Well, you did a good enough job.
No, I mean, I practice all the time, with even when Harry was there, so we never know what's going to happen in the football. So this is all about practicing, and obviously I learned from Harry as well. So
it's going to mean a few more goals for you, Sonny.
Yeah, I hope so. It was first penalty of the season for us, so I hope we can get more penalties.
Well done. A couple of assists, and of course that goal. Player of the match.
I think Richie deserved it, but thank you very much.
Well said.
Well, he has reached Premier League double figures for the 8th consecutive season today. The Spurs skipper, Alan, just wants to inform him that he actually got the full-time score wrong there.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Newcastle did get a consolation goal.
We'll give him that, though. He's an amazing player.
We'll come to that in a moment. What about the way that penalty came about? Did that sort of sum up Newcastle's day, really?
Yeah, it was a poor day. It was a poor mistake by the goalkeeper. I think it was a poor touch from Sonny originally that got him into that position. He's going. I mean, he wants the keeper to do that. That's his only option left because of that touch there. His only option is to take it that far and hope that the keeper fouls him, because he's not scoring from there, and that's exactly what happens. So he's played the goalkeeper brilliantly there, played the situation fantastically well, and got the penalty that he deserved. His performance deserved the goal.
And as he said, first penalty since Harry Kane left. He wasn't getting any when Harry Kane was there, but he dispatched that one.
Yeah, I mean, no question where that was going to end up. Confidence of him, but he's had a magnificent game, and he deserved to cap it off with a goal, and he tucks that one away. It was very, very good finish for him.
Just how much of a talisman is he, and how much has he stepped up since Harry Kane left?
Yeah, but even when Harry was there, he was magnificent, wasn't he?
He's got that extra seniority now and leadership, though, hasn't he?
Yeah, but I quite like the fact that he had a dip last year, but he's able to roll his sleeves up and go again. You know, obviously he's enjoying playing under Postecoglou. So all them players, you know, why wouldn't you? You know, you're on the front foot, giving you belief, confidence that you can go toe-to-toe with any team in the league, and you're getting loads of sweets going forward. You know, Jacob will tell you don't mind running back and putting the workload in if you're getting plenty of the ball in the final third and allowed to do what you do best, which is what he does best, is go past people as if they're not there, and he's finishing off both feet. He's a magnificent professional. He's a credit to the football club and a credit to the Premier League. This boy could play for any team in the Premier League, and I've been saying it for years and years.
Yeah, and that work rate that Tim's talking about, Jacob, it's certainly there all the time with Son. He leads from the front, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely one of my favourite wingers. I've watched many of his clips over time.
Right.
So yeah, he can go off both feet, crossing, finishing. His finishing's excellent, especially off his weaker side. So yeah, really, really good player.
I think he's a perfect example to any kid who's looking at Premier League players, how to do it, how to play every week, how to give everything every single week. You never see him moaning or complaining. He's got a great attitude, and yeah, he's a great professional.
Richarlison's had to be patient. He's had his frustrations. He got 2 goals today.
I'm really pleased for him. I really am, because he looks like he's not enjoying football, doesn't he, when you look at his face? Look at that pass from Pedro Porro. Fantastic. You know, he just drops it on a sixpence for him, and his first touch is poor. But the way he just peels away here now, he ain't got to do a lot. Lascelles lets him drop it over. Lebrafka's in no man's land, and he finishes it brilliantly. I'm really pleased for him, because he's had a hard time. And I think now, possibly, I think they've stumbled across their best formation. I think if Richarlison can start playing with some confidence, putting some goals away, I think when Maddison's back, him and Kulusevski in the middle of the pitch with Basuma, wow. I think now we are talking. Because Kulusevski in the middle of the pitch today was outstanding. We talked about it. He switched the formation. When they played against West Ham and they sat back, they struggled to break him down because they never had that guile. They put Kulusevski from the right-hand side, into the middle of the pitch. They're finding him with the ball. He could go past people. He can see the pass. He's cute. Similar to Maddison, but them two together with one number 6 in Basuma or Bentancur. Wow, I think I'm getting excited about that.
Mm-hmm. But that goal again, avoidable from Newcastle.
Yeah, I mean, it's a brilliant ball, good touch and finish from Richarlison, but poor defending from Lascelles and poor goalkeeping. I thought again they made his mind up entirely, because he takes his touch and he has a look, and Dubravka gets caught. He slips. He doesn't know whether to come or stick or whatever, and he gets in behind Lascelles. It's a great run and a very, very clever finish. But
am I sensing you're not having this goalkeeper, Dubravka, out?
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why he's been number 2. I mean, Nick Pope's been brilliant for Newcastle and shot stopping and everything else. Yeah. And there's a reason why he's been in number 2. So having not played for such a long time, I get that it's difficult to come into the team. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if Newcastle were to go out and get a replacement for Pope in the next couple of weeks.
Is that something that's a serious priority for you now?
I think it has to be, because if he gets injured, then they're in trouble. And so to prepare and plan, I'd be amazed if they're not looking at different ideas now to bring another goalkeeper in.
I think the most important positions on the pitch are centre forward and goalkeeper, in my opinion. Do you share that view?
I agree, yeah, definitely, yeah. I mean, you look at the number of saves Nick Pope. When Newcastle have been under pressure, they've had to rely on him making big saves at big times in games. And you need that. It's such a critical position. I totally agree in terms of a centre forward who's going to put them in the back of the net and a goalkeeper who's going to keep them out at key times. Nick Pope has been doing that for a while for Newcastle now. So it would amaze me if they haven't already discussed options and what to do in the next couple of weeks.
OK, more on Newcastle in a moment. We can go back, though, to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to talk to one of Tottenham's goal scorers, Destiny Udogie. Of course, got the first one. Well played, Destiny. Good to see you. How does it feel, first of all, to get your first Tottenham goal?
Yeah, thank you. I'm so happy for my first goal for the team. And I'm really happy because we take 3 points and there's no feeling better.
Yeah, a very impressive performance. And here's your goal, which set you on your way. It was important at the time.
Yeah, I think I passed the ball to Sonny and he did the rest. I just make my run and I'm happy the ball came to me and I'm happy for my goal.
Yeah, lovely finish. And the way the fullbacks play under this manager, you're encouraged to do that all the time?
Yes, definitely. I'm trying to find my space, to do my best for the team, to help the team in the position, and I'm still learning. It's just the beginning, so I'm getting used to it.
Destiny, hi. Is there a difference between the freedom you get to play at home than there is away? Does the manager say to you have to be a little bit more protective because you're away, or like it was today at home, you've got the freedom to go where you want?
No. Every game is the same. We approach the game in the same way, home, away, and after just find my position as a fullback, he likes to play inside, so it's up to me, to Pedro, to find our position and keep playing good for the team.
Destiny, where was you last season, and we needed you then?
I was in Italy.
I know where you was, but you should have been at Tottenham. So we're glad to have you, and you're improving every single game.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here, and every game I try to do my best.
And when you play in a performance again like that today, you got 4. You could have easily got more. How exciting is that as a player at home to be in a part of that attacking team?
I think I can't feel better than this, because the team is so good. We play a beautiful football under the coach, and we have to just keep creating occasional, and we have to keep scoring. And I think everything will come.
And finally, what's it like to play under a manager that gives so much positivity and freedom to players?
No, obviously, I think it's a good thing, because every game we enjoy playing the way he likes. So we are happy. We are happy to follow him. The fans are happy, and we have to just bring home the wins.
Very well done today. Congratulations again on your goal.
Thank you so much.
Well done.
Destiny Udogie talking about the freedom he gets under his manager. So let's hear from him. The winning one today, Ange Postecoglou.
Ange, well done. 4 goals, 3 points, and a really satisfying performance to go with that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't fault the lads tonight in terms of all those things, and because of that they get the rewards too, which I'm pleased about, because they put in a massive effort today.
You wanted more conviction. Fair to say you got it?
Yeah, I thought we were a lot more sort of bright in that front third, and a lot more aware of the opportunities that were before us, and I thought Sonny was excellent, particularly in the first half, just to really cause them problems just by being positive. And, those kind of things feed off to other guys, and they see his sort of authority in that area, and they take a lead from that.
Yeah, I mean, that conviction you're asking for, do we see it very much in that first goal? Udogie wins it and then makes a run, and like you say, Sonny drives his fullback and flashes it across. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, and look, you do rely on your more experienced players, the leaders like Sonny, to take that initiative in that moment. And I think, like I said, I think the rest of the lads sort of fed off that, and I thought our front third play today, I mean, we probably could have had a lot more goals, but I thought our front third play was as good as it's been for a while. OK, so what was that down to? I mean, I was going to ask, even before a ball's kicked, you lined up slightly differently in attacking areas. Sonny off the left, Johnson off the right, Kulusevski obviously 10, Richarlison up top. They've all started games in different positions this season. Yeah, there's not too much science behind it. It's, we're getting some players back. I mean, it's... Am I giving you too much credit? Yeah, probably, and probably too much blame as well at the same time when things aren't going well. We were very reliant, and we're getting some players back. Having Pepe back today and having Richie back, and you can see it. I mean, I'm not going to speak for Eddie, but you can see they're running on fumes at the moment in terms of, they've got probably the only other club that's got the sort of injury sort of, sort of rate that we have, and, that's what happens, and we've gone through that. We're hopefully coming out the other side, and hopefully that'll mean we've got more promising performances. You mentioned attacking areas. Were you better in both boxes today? I'm sure you're pretty satisfied with that period. Start of the second half, where it could easily have gone 2-1, and of course it didn't, and you make it 3-0, and the game's effectively dead. Yeah, no, spot on. Yeah, I thought both boxes were a lot better today. A lot more solid. Again, having Romero back helps with that. That's his second game now, and look, all those kind of things when you get the personnel back, kind of mend themselves gradually. But I thought, because Newcastle's still very much a threat in that front third, I thought we handled it okay. And Kulusevski in that 10 role, how good was he? Yeah, very good. He's had to play a variety of roles again, because of what we've gone through in terms of injuries. But everywhere he's played, he's always been effective. I thought he was really effective today. What have you gone through, Ange? How tough has it been since maybe, 20 minutes into that Chelsea game last month? Yeah, and it's, it doesn't sound as, for want of a better word, as sexy to just put it as simple as that, but, we lost a fair chunk of our most influential players in that game, and we've had to battle our way through it. Like I said, we're hopefully getting out the other side, with the squad we've got at the moment, and
come January we'll get some of those players back. But yeah, that's part of the challenge, I guess, in the Premier League, because it's unrelenting. The other teams aren't going to feel sorry for you, and they haven't with us.
Do you think you'll be better for having had this experience? I know it's not been fun to live through, but you said you've had it in each and every one of your clubs. You've had this period in your first season where you've struggled, you've bounced back, and maybe today was the start of that for Tottenham. Yeah, I mean, that's no guarantee. We've got a tough game of Forest next week, but it is. When you go through these periods, it's how you go through them and sort of how you behave through them and how you react to them. And to be honest, even though the results haven't been there, I've probably been a little bit hard on the lads in that, we've been in just about every game we've played. And like I said, when they do that, when we're so stretched in terms of our squad, when everyone comes back, it gives you strength. Thanks for your time. Thanks, boys.
The most attempts on target under Ange Postecoglou today for Tottenham. He says the front three is as good as it's been in a while. But is it not science, Tim? He's basically saying, get better players back and we'll put better performances in.
Absolutely. It is all about players, but it's all about organising them, giving them the confidence. We needed it when we played. Jacob's still playing now, and he knows what Eddie Howe gives them, the confidence to go toe-to-toe with any opposition they come up against. And every single day in training he's working on how they can affect the opposition and not worry about the opposition too much. And that's exactly what Ange does. He puts the onus on his team to play well and to dominate and control football matches and get the ball to the offensive players as quickly as possible. And when they get it, to express themselves. He doesn't care if they give the ball away. The only disappointment for me was, even though they're 4-0 up, Højbjerg comes on and makes a poor decision again in possession. And Vicario, for me, should be getting him in the change room and saying, I wanted a clean sheet there. That's the demands. That I think they're the small margins. It was a sloppy goal to give away, but it's been brilliant under Postecoglou. They have had their injuries. He don't like to talk about them. We keep reminding him of them, but every team has them. I think come January, Daniel Levy now know he has to trust this man. I trust him because I know the way he wants to play, and the fans would certainly trust him, even though they're on the back of a poor run. If he wants to bring recruits in, let him bring them in. Give him the strength, because I think he can take this team to the Champions League next season. I really do.
And if you're a player at the moment and Tottenham are trying to sign you, it's a whole different ballgame from 6 months ago when you're looking at the potential brochure you're going to. And I guess, Alan, an exciting prospect under this.
Yeah, I think what he's done in the short amount of time is he's sent a message out, not only to other clubs, but maybe more importantly, players that want to come into Tottenham Hotspur, because it's an exciting project. One or two might have been worried. I mean, Maddison wasn't. Van der Ven wasn't. That the worry that Harry Kane would have been leaving. Yeah. Harry's gone now, and that has perhaps made them a better all-round unit where everyone now has to chip in. Everyone's had to say, OK, well, now it's my opportunity to improve at least 10%. And I think certainly in the forward positions, the players that are there have done that. So yes, they've had a really good start up until now, but I do think that come January, if they were to get another 2, maybe 3 in to say here's the final push, then they could have a really, really exciting second half to the season.
Is there? I think I'll ask the question. I think I know the answer. Is there a clear playing identity with Tottenham?
Oh, absolutely. Everyone. I mean, he's in the short time he's been there. Everyone knows what it is, what he's trying to do, what he's trying to achieve, and everyone's on the same page. And it's whether you're a fan or whether you're a player. I know they haven't had a great run, but at least they know now who they are, what they are, and what their players and how they're going to play.
The reason I say that is because there's a lot of other managers at other clubs spent a lot more money and still asking for more time to get their identity across. Yeah. This man must work very, very hard. He must work harder than them other managers. He's doing an excellent job. Everyone's happy with what he's seen. He's coming in there, he's bought into the Tottenham way. The Tottenham way is to play on the front foot. The fans are happy as long as you're playing that way. Yes, you don't want to get beat every week, but they won't get beat. They'll win more than they lose. 100% they win more than they lose playing this way. When he gets his best players back fit, they're a threat to any team they play against. But even when they've had them crippling injuries, they play against the Man Cities, they're okay. They roll their sleeves out and go, come on then, toe-to-toe. Let's have a fight. That's what they do.
And aside from today, obviously, because it's against your team, Jacob, but in general, when you've lost a 30-goal striker and come into a new job like he has, to have Tottenham in 5th, playing the kind of football we've been watching is highly commendable.
Yeah, he's done a wonderful job. You would say he's almost had the Howe effect, but at Tottenham. So yeah, he's got them playing really exciting stuff. The they don't care about the opposition. You see where their fullbacks position themselves while they're attacking. You know, shows no respect almost to the opposition. This is how we want to play, and this is how we're going to do things. So yeah, that makes them a strong outfit.
OK, well, you mentioned the Howe effect. It didn't get into effect today. Back-to-back defeats this week for Newcastle. Let's see what Eddie Howe thinks about it.
Well, Eddie, it felt like that was the day a tired team finally ran out of gas. Would that be the explanation you would give or not?
I think it's a little bit too simplistic to say that. I think there's an element of truth there, of course. Difficult game. I thought Tottenham played very well. I thought we had our moments in the game. Especially at the beginning of the second half, where I thought we were excellent until they scored. But yeah, we weren't our best physically today. I think you could see that, and I think the lads were giving everything, but with not enough resources to give more.
Yeah, I don't often like picking out individuals, but maybe in this scenario it helps. Isak didn't look at full power. Lascelles seemed to be carrying something. Trippier probably made more mistakes this week than he's made in the rest of his Newcastle career. So how much of that with individuals is down to workload?
Yeah, it's a difficult one, because if I commit to that and say, yeah, it's all down to fatigue, we've got another game on Wednesday. So this is what we wanted this season. The Champions League is a very special tournament, but with it comes, of course, more games. We hope to have the squad to be able to cope with that, but with the injuries that we've had, I think we've had it worse than any other team that I can remember. You know, these same group of players, I think, have gone for 5 games, and it is difficult, but we do have some light at the end of the tunnel. I think with Callum and Sean coming back, massive players for us. I thought they both did well when they came on, so we have to be very positive. Look, two really difficult games for us, away games where we've suffered, but we have to take the pain and come out fighting again. So
what do you say to the players? You're obviously trying to shut them away from what might be excuses. So what do you go into the changing room and talk to them about?
Well, you have to deal with facts, and you have to deal with what we've given and how we've performed, and you have to critique it like you would normally. So we know today we were off, lacking in conviction in our in-possession work, lacking in conviction in our out-of-possession work. We didn't defend the goals well enough. So I will analyse it as I normally would.
Yeah, I mean, that was touched upon in commentary. A slight lack of belief when you had the ball today?
Yeah, I thought the moments were there for us. I thought, again, very similar to Everton, where we had chances, but we weren't in rhythm around the box. We weren't clear with what we were trying to do and our execution of that. So scoring goals is always very difficult.
So you were a lot... Oh,
sorry.
Little glass of water for it.
Sorry.
Yeah, just talk amongst yourselves. No, I mean, at the start of the second half, you were better. Yep. So what did you say at half-time? And does that suggest there is actually more in the group than they showed first half?
Well, I think there's always more. You know, that's my belief. You can push yourself much more than you realise you can, even when you're tired. So that was very much the message, and we had to take a grip of our performance. And as I said, it was much better until they scored.
Thanks for your time. I'm going to let you go before that voice completely goes. Thanks, Eddie.
Yeah, he's certainly been shouting today. That's the last 6 results. Alan, you touched on top of the show. You did it as Newcastle captain. Just how demanding, with the same set of players, is going back into the Champions League and trying to sustain form in the Premier League?
Yeah, it's tough. It's not easy. But we almost shouldn't lose fact of the fact that they're football players and paid to play football matches. That's the whole thing. 20 or 30 years ago, you had to turn and play Saturday, Wednesday when you're in the Champions League without having a squad of 25 players, without being able to use 5 substitutes. They have better sports science now, they have better pitches, they have better physios, they have the best of everything. So I'm always reluctant to say that players play too much football, because they don't. If you had said to me or to Tim or to Jacob, do you want to play this on Saturday or do you want to be rested so you're right for Wednesday? I mean, it's nonsensical to say, well, if you leave me out on Saturday, I'll be all right for Wednesday. For me, football doesn't work like that. It's you want and you should be ready to play every single game.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any suggestion that the Newcastle lads aren't, no. But just sometimes physically, like Eddie, your manager was saying.
If you keep hearing it, if people keep telling you it, and all you've ever known all your life from a 15-year-old kid is that you can't play 3 games a week because it's too much, and it's too hard work and you need a rest, you're going to eventually believe that. So if we keep on talking about it, and Eddie's right there, Eddie said it before the game, he doesn't want to use tiredness as an excuse. He's just said it in his interview, because what message does that send out to the players that have to go and play again on Wednesday? Yes, in an ideal world, you'll have your full 25-man squad to pick from, and you might leave one out here or one out there. But as football players, as I said, if you keep hearing that, oh, you can't do this and you can't do that, you eventually believe it. And I'm not a huge fan of keep hearing players can't play 3 games a week and there's too many games in the season.
Jacob, what do you think?
It's a tough one, because it's, not much noise is coming out of the dressing room about us, moaning about having too many games. Yeah, like Al touched on, this is what we wanted.
It's what you fought so hard.
Yeah, we fought so hard for it. And, I'm full of admiration for what the lads have done over the last 5 games. We play a relentless physical style, and it is tough. So yeah, for the same 11 for 5 games to go out there and keep churning out a physical performance, I've got nothing but admiration for them.
Doing more running than you used to do, you see, that's what it is.
Yeah, I had Tim to do all my run. I just put the ball in the back of the net.
That's why I look like this.
Dear. 1 plus point, or 2 plus points, as he mentioned. Longstaff and Wilson back on the pitch, and Wilson actually helped set up the consolation goal that Son rudely, to Alan's annoyance, forgot actually went in. But if we can get him back on the pitch and in these situations, that's a big plus point.
Yeah, he's going to be huge for us. It was good for him to get minutes today, so hopefully he's firing and ready for what's going to be the biggest game of our season to date, come Wednesday in the Champions League. So, yeah, great composure for him to find Joey, and Joey tucks it away, makes no mistake.
I think, and also in fairness, the 2 away games that they've had, it's always obviously it's more difficult going away from home. Whereas if you've got the atmosphere at home, you've got the crowd backing you, it's a little bit easier to go again, because you're not allowed to walk, you're not allowed to be tired at home because your fans are screaming for you. So it's a bit easier if you've got home games.
Tim was losing his voice before. You think he's doing too many shows? Too many shows in a season, Alan?
His voice is very tired. Or was.
Right, we just talked about Callum Wilson back on the pitch for the first time since the 7th of November. Here he is after the game.
Well, Callum, in terms of freshness and fitness as much as anything else, how difficult a moment are the group going through?
Yeah, the players that have been starting the last 5-6 games have had a lot asked of them. Today just seemed 1 game too many. We're playing against the top side, and unfortunately for all those travelling fans, we couldn't give the 3 points that we wanted.
Is that how it felt? I know you're sort of, for the most part, watching on, but was that the moment where it really caught up on what was already a tired group?
No, I think sometimes when you're in games like today, if you score the first goal, you have something to hold on to. It gives you a little bit of momentum. Once you go 1-0 down, with what happened the last 2 away games, you can almost play in the back of the mind. But I guess there's no excuses from our point of view. It wasn't good enough today from everybody, and we'll make sure that we're right for the midweek game. So on top of the freshness aspect that I talk about, what reasons would you give for that performance? It's hard to digest. It's literally just happened. It's still so raw. I think, Tottenham are a good side. They scored a good first goal from their point of view. From our point of view, obviously disappointed how it happened. But, like I say, we just couldn't find that breakthrough, really. And then once they get the second and third, it's a long way back.
Yeah, Jacob, ahead of this huge game on Wednesday, like I said, brilliant to have him back on the pitch. And, it could be a night where if one chance drops, you need to finish it, and you want someone like him on the pitch.
Yeah, we're really excited that we've got Cal back. I spoke to the guys earlier, and I spoke about his elite mindset. He just switches come game day.
In what sense?
Just the focus, laser focus, ready for any chance in the box. So yeah, to know that we've got Cal, Alex, Isaac to put the ball in the back of the net in a huge European game, that gives everyone confidence.
I think what happens is when you've got quality players on the bench, if it's not working for you in a game, you say, all right, you're coming off, someone comes on who has a different idea and has had a look at the game, and he's coming on for half an hour. I think that's probably what Newcastle have lacked over the last sort of 4 or 5 games, is that they perhaps have not had that quality or been able to change as much when a game's been going against them. Yeah. And that's probably what's happened more so in the last couple of games than anything.
More than tiredness, though? I don't like to mention tiredness. Patrick mentioned it 5 times there to Callum. Callum was having none of it, just saying, no, poor performance. Everyone's allowed a poor performance, didn't mention tiredness.
I think
it's not the noise coming out of the dressing room.
Yeah.
It's a noise we keep telling them. Keep telling them they're tired. They're listening to that since they're 14, 15 years of age by sports scientists telling them in the red zone, you can't do this, you can't do that.
And all the red zone for us uneducated ones?
A red zone is, they have these monitors on where they run too hard and they say, who makes the decision whether they're running too hard or they're not? Then these football people trust their eyes. All of a sudden, it's the technology we're trusting. We're looking at, they need to know how to play tired. They need to know how to go through the pain barrier. At the moment, we are producing soft players. They need to get through it. Don't keep like Alan says, don't keep telling them they're tired. It's a load of nonsense. Everyone
me and Tim are old school.
It's not old school. They need some old school. That's what they need, because they're not making the noises. They're not saying they're tired. It's everyone keep throwing it down their ear holes that they're tired, and it's not good enough. I'm not having it.
Listen, they won't be tired on Wednesday. It'll be some atmosphere.
Absolutely.
You're there as a fan.
Yeah.
How important are those fans going to be
Huge.
To Newcastle?
They'd be hugely important. They need to be at their very best, the fans, from the very first minute when the players come out. They've had a couple of really poor results, but they trust everything that Eddie's done and doing, so there's never going to be an issue there. It'll be absolutely rocking. This is what we all wanted. It's what the players wanted, the coaching staff, the fans, the owners. They all wanted Champions League football, and they've got one last game to hopefully get through to the next round, and that in itself would be a remarkable achievement.
Absolutely, yeah. Milan actually lost yesterday as well, 3-2 to Atalanta. It's going to be some night for you and the teammates.
Some night, and it's a straight shootout. They have to come to win. We have to win. PSG need to win. So the boys, they'll find something. It's too big of an occasion for us not to find something on the night, and everyone is confident that we find a way. And in games like that, that's where heroes are made, basically. So.
Absolutely. OK. And Alan is still Tim's heroes for scoring all those goals and winning him the Premier League medal all those years ago. Right.
Random thoughts on the match. Tottenham under new manager Ange Postecoglou came under a fair bit of criticism recently. Since topping the league a month ago, they have had 3 losses and a draw. They say, maybe the scattergun gung-ho approach of playing will not work in the Premier League. Well, with this win, which is quite thrilling to watch as usual with Spurs' new manager's style of playing, they seem to answer some of that criticism. And Ange has reiterated a number of times that he will stick to his style of playing come what may, and he did it, actually, which is a breath of fresh air. This makes Spurs games really exciting to watch, especially for the neutrals. For Newcastle United, there is some suggestion that the players are fatigued, with games every 3 days or so. They are playing in all competitions with injuries and not a very deep squad, which is hard to cope with. Although the pundits in this analysis, like former striker Alan Shearer and former manager Tim Sherwood, are of the view that the pressure is mental more than physical. They pointed to their playing days where they can have 1 substitute instead of 5 currently, and cope with it, and are happy to play every 3 days, suggesting that maybe current football players are softer and are constantly told that playing every 3 days is not possible, which they eventually believed. Whatever the case may be, in this match, it is clear that Tottenham Hotspurs are the deserved winners.